Good morning. This class is going to be a shorter class, about 20 minutes in length, where we'll focus on mobility and staying close to the ground, not even standing up today. This would be perhaps a good break if you're someone who works a lot at a desk. So join me on the mat, perhaps on your back. Your shoulders melt. Arms heavy. Legs soften. Notice the touch points with the earth. And notice the space where your body doesn't contact the earth, where there's a curve, perhaps in the spine, lower back, behind the knees. Notice where there's some room there. Let's roll through the wrists and the ankles. And reverse. And pause that action, take the arms overhead, perhaps interlace the fingers, and long body stretch here as the palms face away from you, up and above your head. Perhaps flex the feet. And circle the arms round, interlace in the opposite way. Again, bring the arms overhead. Perhaps point the toes this time, give them a wiggle. And release those arms. Bring the hands palm to palm. Thank you for practicing with me today. Embarking on this little short practice. Namaste. Clasp the backs of the thighs. A little hug and breathe into the belly. As you inhale, release the legs a little. And as you exhale, deepen. Just a few times. I know this isn't yin yoga today, but in yin, we focus on the large intestine often around this time of year. So a little compression on the belly is nice. A lot of breath work as well. One more inhale. And exhale to squeeze. And widen those knees to the outsides of the ribs and extend the legs. And then bend. And a few times like this. Elongate. Then hug, and you might even hug them, like pull the legs in a little deeper. Two more. Last one, reach, stay extended. Roll through those ankles again. Here, focus more just on loosening things up, moving the lymph. Rotate the opposite direction. Then take those legs, foot hip width apart, bend the knees, extend the arms. Start to make circles with the shins and the forearms in one direction, like egg beater if you're a swimmer. Egg beater those legs. Mobility through the elbows and the almost said heels, the knees. And reverse direction. See how the brain reacts to that. And pause. And start to shake. Shake the body as you deepen your breath. Inhale and exhale. Let go of anything that doesn't serve you. Maybe make a little sound. Sigh it out. One more inhale and exhale. And then pause, feel. And then allow those feet to return to the earth. Spread those arms wide, extend them from the shoulder as you allow the legs to drape to the right and the left. Next time your legs land on the right, stay. And cactus those arms 90-degree angle and extend them overhead, long reach here through the arms. And then pull the elbows in toward the sides of the ribs. Again, reach. And contract. One more time, reach. And then extend those arms once more from the shoulder. And use the core to bring your legs back to center. I'm going to leave my toes on the earth today. And drape the legs the opposite direction. Here again, bend those elbows and extend. And bend. A few more. Last one, reach. Pull those elbows back in and extend the arms and bring the feet back to center. Give yourself another little hug. And then for the core here, let's line those knees up with the hips. So often for most, if we extend those arms, you kind of end up with the right placement here. And from here, take those hands and press them into the thighs as the thighs press back. Exhale. And inhale to release. And exhale, use the core, press legs into hands, hands into legs. Release a little. Engage. Let go. Two more. Last one, squeeze. Or press, rather. Inhale. Exhale, even lift, perhaps the head. And then lower everything down, hug the knees in. Plant the feet. And begin to peel the sacrum off the earth as the palms press down. The rest of the spine follows. Weight is on the shoulders here and in the feet. Press actively through them to engage the glutes. And here, unlike what I'm doing here, see how I'm flaring my ribs? Can do this just to kind of get a stretch, but we want to integrate them here. Pull the ribs toward the pelvis. And then lower back down. Let's wave through the spine here. Arch the bottom, inhale. Exhale to peel. Inhale the top. And exhale to lower. Inhale the bottom as you arch. Exhale, peel. Inhale, pause. Exhale, lower. More at your own pace here. Bridge is such a foundational posture. So good for the body. Stability. And when you come to the top next, pause, whenever that is. And then come into the toes, and then wave through the feet and land on the heels as the toes lift. And again, come onto the toes and onto the heels. Two more. Last one, come onto those toes. Pause at the top, lift a little higher, integrate the ribs. And plant the feet and lower, 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 down. Take that right leg into the air, cross the ankle over the left thigh, weave those hands around the bottom leg, and perhaps pull it in as you flex the top foot to protect the knee. Extend that bottom leg and flex. Just 2 more. Last one, reach. And if you can bring the legs down as a unit this way, or you could slide that heel on the earth if it helps. Or here, slowly bring the legs down into this grounded tree. You might bring the inseam of that right foot to the inner thigh of the long leg as the hands come to heart center. Maybe rooted, grounded fall practice, where you stay low to the earth here. And imagine you're standing. One more inhale. And as you exhale, use the core to bring that right knee toward the ceiling. Lengthen the leg as the arms perhaps come behind it. You can always plant the opposite foot if it's better for your lower back. Inhale here. And exhale to slide your hands up the leg and curl. Inhale to lower. And exhale to curl. Again, focused on the core. It's because we're near the earth. Doesn't mean it's necessarily easy. One more time, reach. And then lower yourself down as you pull that leg a little bit closer to your body. And then plant the foot, extend that left leg to the sky. And maybe if you're ready, you could always plant both feet. Could do a single leg bridge here. And then lower that left heel and lift. Just a few times. Two more. Last one. Lift and lower, and let's cross that left ankle over the right thigh. And again, thread those hands around that bottom leg now. Again, reminder, flex top foot, very important. Extend bottom leg and bend. 2 more. Last one, reach through that heel. Again, you know your options. You could extend that leg, get there any way you need, or lower with the core. Press the back of the head into the earth. And I like to bring that foot to the inseam of the lengthened leg, hands to heart. Anjali Mudra for a moment. Unite both hemispheres of the brain as the hands press together. Inhale here. And exhale, bring that knee back toward the sky, lengthen the leg. Again, plant that other foot if you need. Inhale here. Exhale to slide the hands up. And inhale to lower. Last, and slide the hands up. And lower the torso as perhaps the leg comes into a deeper sensation of stretch. And then bend that knee, plant the left foot this time. Set those shoulders down to the earth, backs of palms down. Inhale here. And exhale to lift that right leg and then the hips. Lower the hips. And lift. Lower. And lift. Again, you could do this planted in that regular bridge as we did before. We want stability through that left foot. So we try not to wobble that leg. I know mine is, but not so much that I don't think it's safe for me to do it. One more lift and lower that right heel and lift the leg. 4 more. Stabilize, keep that breath going. Lost count, I think 2 more. Last one, lower Lift and the hips descend to the earth. Let's extend both legs long into a long body stretch. Get the room. And then take the backs of your thighs here, pull them in, and you could either just sit up and tabletop or roll up and down the spine if there's no osteoarthritis or osteoporosis. Tuck the chin slightly. This isn't for everyone. You could just meet here at the top. Last time, sit up. And today, we'll just turn so that our shins are on the earth. Paw the earth with your hands, especially if you're a desk worker. Turn the fingertips out to the sides of the room, toward you, outsides, forward, and internally rotate the fingers toward one another and pause here. This will feel a little bit awkward, but let's arch the spine from here and round. And you might bend those elbows richly. 2 more. Last one, arch. And the fingertips forward. And then again, round and pause. And breathe into the back body. And arch. And see what the breath is like as you exhale and inhale here. And then come to neutral and allow just the chest to sink and press the earth away. And this little moderated scapular push-up. Lower the chest part way and press away. Elbows, just a micro bend. They remain relatively straight. Nothing in the human body is really straight. 2 more. Last one. And then from here, adjust as you need and extend that left arm long and that right leg. Inhale and exhale to curl knee to elbow, elbow to knee, and reach and curl and lengthen. And use that core every time you exhale. That pelvic floor lifts up and in as the belly button pulls up and in. Last one, reach and send that arm and leg out in a diagonal and then bring them back into center. Plant the left hand and that right foot will cross over midline and the toes will land. Look to that foot and play with the neck here. You might look forward and back if it feels safe for you. Again, depends on your neck health. If you have that ability, we want to keep that ability. Move the spine in all directions. Last time, look forward and take that right leg out to the side and plant the foot. From here, the left palm really roots into the earth as the fingertips pull toward one another. Right arm sweeps up to the same direction, to the right. And allow that hand to thread underneath the left arm. Again, reach and thread. Last time, reach. If able, that arm can come along the side of the ear. Then bring it down, slide the hands in, circle the arms and behind the body, or hands and behind the body, rather. Perhaps they even come to the sacrum, might just be behind you. As you open the heart, inhale. Exhale, stick out the tongue as you bring the head back to center. And that right leg, bend it, plant the foot, hands come down so you're allowed then to really bend richly into the front knee because of the hand support. And then extend that right leg and come into a hamstring lengthener. And then back into your low crescent. And rock forward and back here. Try to send those hips directly back in space as you hug those inner thighs kind of out and back. And then those outer hips in. We need those counter actions. They're kind of isometric to protect the body. One more time, come forward. And now we line the knee up with the ankle and roll up through the spine for this low crescent. And again, I said we wouldn't stand, so this is kind of as high as we get. Inhale. Exhale, rotate to the right. Arms can sweep down. Turn the torso back forward and open up the opposite way. Last time, open rotation. You might even reach through that right arm and look up to any degree. And then the hands frame that front foot as you slide it back. And stay on the knees here, nice and gentle today as we lower down. Those elbows kind of travel back behind us in space. And come into a sphinx. That's when we press into the forearms here. Look over your left shoulder as your right knee bends. And look over your right shoulder as your left knee bends. Belly button is pulled slightly up and in. That's the opposite leg down. And this also will make sure that the pelvic floor doesn't overly engage, more active overall use or strength through the opposite leg. Just protects things. Last time. And slide those hands in and press yourself up almost into a child's pose. And then wave the spine forward, broaden across the clavicles. And one more time, come back. I like to tuck the toes here. Roll up through the spine as the arms come in behind the body. And then roll the wrists. And then plant those hands. And this time, just allow your hips to sway side to side. You might naturally look over one shoulder and then the other. While you do that, I'm going to change my position. And then from here, that left leg will reach long as that right arm extends this time. And curl them in. Elbow to knee, knee to elbow. Reach long and flex. We feel the activation in those that arm and leg. That shoulder and hip and glute. Cross-lateral movement. More. Try not to let the hips jit out to the right. Last one, reach. Bring the arm and leg on a diagonal. Bring them back in. That right hand plants. And those left toes cross the midline. Look to the foot if able. And again, you can look forward and back if it's safe for the neck. Wiggle the jaw if there's tension. You can do both things at the same time. That's hard. One more time, look over that shoulder if able. Bring the head back to neutral. Lift those toes. Sweep the leg out toward the side. Left arm rotates open to the side and threads underneath the right armpit. Again, open and close. Press the foot of the extended leg down long and that shin of the right leg. Everything's strong. If you wring things out here, move the lymph. 2 more. Last one, reach. Perhaps the arm comes over the ear, perhaps not. Extend that arm, slide the hands in. Bring them in behind the body again, that heart opener. Maybe you even are able to interlace depending on your shoulders and extend through the heart. And allow those hands to plant down. Actually, yeah, and pull this leg through. Pull the leg through the hands. Come forward and back into that hamstring lengthener. Almost there. all the kind of stuff I do to warm up for a class. It may involve standing, more rigorous practice, may not. Sometimes this is more what I do. And come forward. And then roll up, knee, 90-degree angle here, hands reach, press shin and foot into the earth as you rotate toward the left. Arms can open. You also have the hands at heart center, and other way, rotate. One more in each direction. Last one. That right arm slides down the body as the left arm sweeps up. And then hands come to frame the front foot. You could step into a plank with the knees lifted or with the knees down. Come forward a little bit with the body either way and bend those elbows. Just part way to hover. And lift yourself into your other sphinx like before on the forearms, or here, this high cobra. Tuck the toes, hips up and back, downward facing dog. You might pedal the feet and shake the head, yes. And shake it no. And then from here, you can just roll forward and come onto the belly. Maybe another little sphinx. Yeah. And then we bring it down here and we roll onto our backs. For just one more rotation, hug that right thigh in. Take the left arm or hand across and bring that right leg over to the opposite side of the body. Perhaps you look the opposite way, that other arm might extend. Breathe into this liver side. And return to your back and extend that leg. Give it a little hug in again. Lengthen that leg long and just switch sides. The left leg hugs in. Bring it across the body. Come back to center, hamstring lengthener. Maybe one more little knee hug or a happy baby. So happy babies when we either clasp our hands behind the thighs, on the shins, maybe the outsides of the feet, or peace fingers around the big toes, which is the index, middle, and the thumb. And from here, feet can come together in the air. Inhale. Exhale, one little curl. And inhale to lower the feet. Leave the legs open like a book for just a moment. And you could even stay here or just extend the legs long in Savasana. If you prefer another position, it could be on your tummy, on your side, seated. Just for a few breaths. Let the breath breathe you. Notice if it's different than when you began practice today. And observe where you sense the breath the most. There's no right or wrong, but perhaps it's the nose. Or the throat. Perhaps you have that slight constriction, that ujjayi, although it's a good time to let it go at the end of practice. You sense the breath in the chest. perhaps the lower ribs. Or maybe the belly draws your attention most. Maybe even bring your hands there. Or dare I say, into the pelvic floor, the pelvic diaphragm. Feel the wave-like action of your breath through your body. Inhale wide. And exhale sigh. Ah. That's a very short savasana. Feel free to lengthen it or move through the fingers and the toes. You can do anything mindfully. It doesn't have to be savasana. You can bring that mentality to everything you do. And roll through the wrists and ankles, perhaps. Take any movements here that feel good. Maybe that long body stretch again, or you bring on a yawn to let it become real. Before you roll into your favorite side, one breath into the lower back. And if you're ready on the exhale or on the emptiness after the exhale, press yourself up to seated. Perhaps you drop the chin, sway the head side to side if it's available to you. Everybody's range of motion is different. And head comes to center as you sweep the arms up if able. And bring them in to heart center. Thank you for practicing with me today. Satnam. Might have been a little longer than I meant it to be, but hope you had a good practice and have a great day.